Well, that's the sign for the cemetery. This is the beginning of the fence that we're working on. I'm going to try to show a little bit of it down the run. Way down there is the end of the fence. Okay, we're looking at the roadway into the cemetery, and we're walking down it, which means the camera's going to jerk because I bounce up and down. Going into the cemetery. Charles tells me that there's 32 graves in here. We're going to see if we can see a few of them. You can see some markers right in there, and some markers there, and markers down there. An overall view of the cemetery. You can kind of see it's pretty good size. It's a lot of woods, not manicured. There's a corner. Got a lot of space out here. Still room for lots and lots of more graves. And that's looking back down toward that way. Thinking about it. Go back.
Oh, okay. This tombstone here is my wife's grandmother, and her dad's name was Elmer Behrman. My wife's name is Beverly Behrman, and her husband is buried at another cemetery. She's buried here at the old cemetery, 1939. Stone is Bradshaw. She was married, and she was the wife of William Dumble Bradshaw, and she was born in 1792, passed away in 1864. And then we have a W.M. Bradshaw. He was born in 1824. He died in 1901. That was her dad. And then we have a Bradshaw here, who was born in 1833. He passed on in 1895. And we have at those three stones a Texas medallion. We have a Mark Bradshaw, Company F, Texas, and Confederate. He was born in 1827, and he passed on in 1862 from war injury. And as you know, we have a Barney C. Lowe, and he was a native of Texas, and he was in the capital of San Antonio in 1835, born in Kentucky in 1817. And his wife's name was Philippia Bradshaw Lowe. She was born in 1823, died in 1865. And this was elected by the state of Texas in 1936. So as you can tell, we have some old grave sites in this cemetery, which we're trying to update.
Of course, we neither one know anything about the beaches. So.
I just know Elmer said Mama wanted to be buried up here. She did not want to be buried over yonder. And my mama didn't want to be buried. My dad, she remarried and she wanted to be buried at Taylorville. I didn't say I liked it, but I went by her wishes.
Right.
I didn't say I liked it.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand how Mr. Behrman felt.
Yeah, well, him and I guess all the other kids, or some of the kids.
But they went by their mom's wishes.
I don't know who or what, but
Carl's been nice enough to help me work on that fence.
well, that's good.
Test on it, and he's going to give me one, so
Yeah.
we'll
Well, as best we can determine, then we'll have to go look at the grave. It's an old limestone tombstone that has crumbled all to pieces. We found one of them in the 1850 census, but not the other. And the story is that they came to Texas with the Bradshaws who founded this area, and it was originally a Bradshaw cemetery, and that he was a carpenter that came to Texas with them, and apparently he died prior to one of them died before 1850 and the other just after 1850. So that's about all we know about them. Now I believe some of those others are veterans of the Texas Mexican Revolution. In fact, that's what the historical marker is for. The state put a tombstone for that in 1935, 100 years after the Revolution. So it's a state monument back there for that. But I'm sure it predates the Civil War by 15 years at least. And I suspect there's some other graves back in the corner. When I mow it, I feel some pothole types that feels like old graves that never had tombstones, but we don't know.
Unmarked graves, in other words.
Yeah.
Okay, we're out. Okay, start over.
He died in 1865, was a citizen of the Republic of Texas, and fought in the battle to free San Antonio the first time the Alamo was defended, and then Santa Anna came back and overran it the second time when he was at the first battle. And that's what prompted this tombstone. There's another grave down here that I believe is his mother. Says she's a daughter of an American Revolution soldier. This one here. She would have been his mother, I think. And let's see, she died in 1864, which probably preceded the Civil War. But she was a daughter of an American Revolution soldier. There's another one here that undoubtedly is a citizen of the Republic of Texas, but the marker is gone. I don't read very good, so you can tell what that says. These bronze monuments generally are Texas citizens of the Republic of Proctor. There's Caroline and Isaac Proctor, I believe, and one of them is in the 1850 census and one is not. So I would guess one of them was put here just prior to the census of 1850.
And of course it's unmarked now. Can't read it.
I did some tracings of it earlier, with crayon on paper. And
it's
Isaac
totally unrecognizable now.
Huh? Yeah, I did.
Totally unrecognizable. You can't see anything.
You could see the date on it, but at 18 something.
Yeah.
You just couldn't detect the year. In fact, the month was April something, 18 blank. It was the year was indistinguishable, but I think that she was the one I believe died prior to 1850. But apparently the story is they came to Texas with the Bradshaws, who really were the first graves here, and he was their carpenter.
Well, that used to be a big old stump back there.
Yeah, that Hurricane Rita got about 15 of those big trees.
Yeah.
That one, they just cut it off and it straightened back up.
Yeah.
But
well, as you can see, we got the gates up, and here's the fence. I'm not going to zoom down it, leastwise you can see it's there. Goodbye. This is how we rig up to pull the fence. We got a come along and a hook, and we just keep on pulling until it's tight. Well, this is Charles working on the fence a little bit. We have gone down through and kind of evened it out up and down the fence. So for now, that's it for now. Okay, we're walking up on the cemetery gates and entranceway that's now completed. I'm going to walk up. There's this fence on this side, and there's the fence on that side. And you can get to see the gates. I want to stop here, open the gate. Okay, we're looking at the gates from this side. A little bit that way, a little bit that way. Everything's all done and finished.